Thank you so much for having us this morning. We're excited.
Absolutely. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We are very honored to have so many of you join us from the Cape Fear Community College. And we are going to have a presentation over dental hygiene. So I will go ahead and turn it over to you guys.
All right. So first, we're going to start out our presentation with just a miniature questionnaire. So we'll get a raise of hands, and these are kind of yes or no questions.
All right, so the first one is, have you ever experienced anything like dry mouth or stickiness or tackiness within the mouth?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, we're having a slow scroll.
A few, okay. There we go.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, so the next question is, do you wear your dentures partials if you wear them throughout the night, or if you have them?
Have they?
All right, does anyone have partials or dentures?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so the next question is, do you perform regular self-checks for inflammation or irregularities? So maybe if you check your face or your neck, lumps or bumps.
How would you rate your overall current oral health? Would you say like it's good, fair, bad, poor? How would you think?
Fair.
Good.
Good and fair? Why is that? Why do you think good and fair?
Mine is fair because I need some dental work. I'm having it done soon.
Okay. All right, and I heard a good. Why is that?
I think I need brushing every day, using mouthwash and so forth.
Yeah, we do that. I do that.
Perfect.
Day and night.
Yeah.
And I love it. Now, the last one we have, what would be your biggest concern regarding your oral health?
Getting a partial.
Okay. Any others?
Having tooth problems or something like that on the weekend and couldn't get to the dentist, that would really bother me.
Awesome. Yeah, I completely understand.
Mine is making sure I get an oral cancer check periodically.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to switch over because we have a PowerPoint presentation that we're going to share with you, okay? And let me just switch this over really quick. Sorry for this. Everybody see this okay? All right, so we have our view here, and we also have the PowerPoint up as well, so you can all see us, okay? And if you have any questions, feel free to stop us throughout. We'll answer as much as we can, or we'll also answer questions at the end, okay? All right. I'll scoot over so I can get Amber in here too. I'll scoot over a little there.
Hi, my name is Amber. I'm going to start this presentation with you guys. So the whole point of this presentation, why we want to talk to you, we're just going to maybe give you some helpful tips about keeping your teeth and your oral cavity nice and clean, and just kind of reiterate the importance of keeping it clean. So first, I'm going to talk to you about the etiology of plaque and biofilm. So biofilm is a sticky film that coats your teeth, and it's kind of always there, and it has bacteria. And so that's why we want to brush our teeth twice a day, because it's always there, but whenever you're brushing twice a day, we can keep it at bay. And whenever we're not brushing twice a day, it can mix with food, the saliva, the fluids that are sugary and starchy, and that's whenever you start to see plaque, which is that white stuff that you can kind of scrape off of your tooth with your finger. This forms all over your teeth, and between your teeth and the front and the back of your teeth, it's bacteria and food slippery, so it's not something that we want to keep on our teeth. And this starts to happen around 4 to 12 hours after brushing. That plaque will start to form. So it happens fairly quick. So the whole reason why we don't want to let that plaque sit on your teeth is after a while, it starts to mineralize and it turns into tartar. If you know what tartar is, it's just that it's kind of hard and calcified onto your tooth, and it's not something that you can remove at home by yourself. So brushing and flossing is not going to get it off after that plaque has hardened on your tooth. That's something that you get removed in your cleaning. And you want to have regular cleaning so you're not having a big buildup of tartar on your teeth, because eventually it's going to lead to more serious problems like gingivitis and periodontitis. And periodontitis is an infection of your gums, red, bleedy gums, and eventually it can cause bone loss, which we'll get further into later on. Just some other tips about plaque. Plaque, when it sits on your teeth, it produces acids. And those acids can eventually lead to cavities on your teeth. So the less plaque you have brushing and flossing regularly like you should, the least likely you'll get cavities. And plaque and tartar contribute to bad breath. So whenever you're removing and flossing that plaque off, you're less likely that you're going to have bad breath, because if you let it sit on there, that's whenever you start to notice some changes in your breath. And it can also make your teeth look a little not as white or yellow. So if you keep your mouth clean, it'll look clean, feel clean, smell clean, what we want.
Okay. All right, and my name's Liz. I'm going to talk to you guys about gum disease and just how plaque and bacteria can then affect your, not just your oral health, but also your gum health. So if anyone's heard of periodontitis, that is gum disease. And actually, they say that over 40% of Americans have gum disease. So it really is very prevalent in America and all over the country. And a lot of people don't realize that brushing and flossing is what affects that. So here's just a visual to help visualize what gum disease looks like. So healthy bone is this first picture here, healthy gum. It's holding that tooth in place. It's a high level of bone there and gum, and you want it to be not a super red color. So eventually, if that plaque, like what Amber was talking about, the plaque and bacteria, when that sits on our gums, we start to see a lot of inflammation over time. Well, our bodies, as our bodies work to try to fight off bacteria in general, our bodies try to fight off that bacteria and plaque when we don't adequately brush it off of our gums. So over time, your body will put off an inflammation response and will start to cause a lot of inflammation on your gums, which is this gingivitis picture. The good thing about gingivitis is it is irreversible. When you do reach, or if you do have a lot of inflammation on your gums, you can easily reverse that by having good oral hygiene at home and brushing and flossing your gums and your teeth. But eventually, if we allow that plaque and bacteria to continue to sit on our gums, we then are introduced to periodontitis, which is gum disease and is very prevalent in America. So, and really all over the world. So if you look on here, this picture shows calculus, like what Amber was talking about. When that plaque, which is the soft deposit, it's food debris, very soft and sticky biofilm that we can brush off. When we don't brush it off, it then bonds to our teeth and turns into calculus, or a term you guys might know, tartar. That tartar and calculus will continue to make the bone that's holding our teeth in place, will continue to break that down because your body is trying to fight off the bacteria. And so instead, it's actually eating away the bone. And that is going to cause your teeth to become very mobile. It can also cause cavities, but eventually when you start to lose that bone, you then don't have any support to keep your teeth in place. So that's where a lot of mobility comes into place. That's why we see a lot of people that have to have their teeth removed due to gum disease. So these are just ways that you can see that, like your oral health or your gums, what they're looking like. Are they bleeding? Are they very inflamed? Are your teeth mobile? and to make sure that you're getting regular checkups at the dentist to make sure that you don't have this and that you can learn adequate ways to continue brushing and keeping and maintaining your oral health. So the next slide here. So not only can gum disease affect our mouth, obviously, it can affect our teeth and the mobility of them and just the strength that we have in our mouth, but also what we have learned through research and everything else over the past few years is that periodontitis / gum disease can actually affect our body systemically as well. So over time, we're more prone to health conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, Alzheimer's disease, and just any immunocompromised diseases. And so this is something that actually is affected by periodontitis. So when we aren't adequately taking care of our mouth and we have a lot of bacteria that's formulating in our mouths, your mouth is a gateway to your entire body. And so when that bacteria is developing in your mouth, it can then enter the bloodstream and can affect your heart, it can affect diabetes, your cholesterol level, and everything else. And so gum disease is actually something, periodontitis is actually something that's linked to these systemic health conditions. So not only is it important for your oral health, but we're finding out that it's also really important for your systemic health as well.
Okay, so just switching over a little bit is something that you do throughout the week. You can just take little checks throughout the day to see if there's any kind of lumps or bumps, anything that's abnormal that you can let your doctor know. So I'm going to ask Jody here, and I can show you how you can do it personally in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth, okay? So if you want to go ahead and get in the middle. So I'm going to go right behind her so you can see her a little bit better, okay? So when you're at home and you're brushing your teeth and you're looking in the mirror, you can just do some little simple just movements like this, just to see if there's any kind of lumps or bumps, anything that's abnormal that's not normally there. And right around, turn to the right. Right around here, if you turn to the right or left, both sides, there's this muscle. Just make sure you go along this, making sure there's nothing abnormal here. Turn right. Same thing on the other side, okay? So when you go, make sure you go all the way around your cheeks, around to your lower jaw, up to your forehead. All right, Jody, mess up your hair. And then you can also know if there's any kind of popping or cracking when you open. So if you just open and close as well, you can put your fingers right beside her ears and then move your lower jaw side to side. And you can notice if there's any kind of popping or cracking when you open or close or you move side to side. And then there's also an area in the back right underneath where your hairline is. You can feel if there's any kind of lumps or bumps in that area as well, okay? So moving internally into her mouth. I have gloves doing this, by the way. After you get done brushing your teeth, you can just pull on your lower lip here, do like a little massage, kind of see how they're looking at the far right photo. They're just massaging her little lip here, seeing if there's any kind of bumps or lump. Same thing with the upper lip and also on the cheeks, both sides. Also underneath her tongue as well. With that, if you do notice any kind of lumps, bumps, anything that shouldn't be there, just let your doctor know so that way you can have those checked out. I'm gonna move down here as well. So as keeping your oral health for your permanent teeth that you have, hopefully you can see this. We do like you to brush twice a day, 2 minutes, and at least floss once a day. There's 2 different methods that we do like here. The normal method, can you see that? Is a nice circular motion like so. And if you do see that you have any kind of recession or any kind of exposed root surfaces, get that chair a little longer. You can make sure it's still at a 45-degree angle and go back and forth like so. And we also do like you to remove that bacteria that Liz and Amber were both saying is a tongue scraper. You just run this right around your tongue just to remove that bacteria. You will notice that some of that bacteria and that saliva will collect here. Just run it underneath the faucet, and you continue to scrape your tongue with the tongue scraper. You can also do it with a toothbrush as well.
All right. So then I'm going to talk about, Jody again, I'm going to talk about dry mouth relief. A couple of you did say that you have experienced dry mouth. It is very common, probably one of the most common things that we see in clinic. It's usually induced by certain medications or just aging or autoimmune disorders. Some common signs and symptoms of that would be a sticky, dry, or burning feeling in the mouth. Sometimes it causes trouble in chewing or swallowing. And a lot of people have altered taste. It affects their taste buds as well. One of the reasons that this is so important, though, is that it does add to the risk of dental cavities. It also adds to your risk of periodontal disease, like Alyssa was talking about earlier. So it is very important that you address your dry mouth in safe and healthy ways. So a lot of people try to just suck on candy all day. You might notice that, having a bowl of candy by you because your mouth is dry, but that can also, the sugar in that can also increase your risk of cavities. So we would suggest something a little healthier. So like drinking water or using certain aids to relieve that dry mouth. So one of the most common that we have in the clinic is Biotine and oral mouth rinse. So that first picture there, this is just a mouth rinse, kind of like Listerine or Act, but it's specifically for oral, for dry mouth relief. And it just moisturizes the mouth a little bit better, gives you a better coating in there. There are also other types, and Act has this dry mouth moisturizing gum. So you could use that instead of candy because it would give the same feeling, I guess, and just be a little bit better for your teeth.
All right, so hello everyone, I am Megan, and I know none of y'all have denture or partials, but I know one person said that they wanted to get a partial here maybe in the future. So I'm just gonna educate y'all on how to properly care for those if you do ever get those. So the reason people get partials or dentures is because as you age or have periodontal disease, you start to develop bone loss and therefore you lose your permanent teeth. So you try to find ways to replace your permanent teeth like dentures or partials. So in the United States, in the elderly population, about 23 million people are completely lost their permanent teeth and have dentures, and about 12 million people have lost their teeth in one arch. So it's important to know how to understand the proper ways, how to take care of your dentures so you keep up with your oral health with a different type of dentition. So some key points to keep up with that is to make sure you're removing and rinsing your dentures after eating so you don't get any bacteria or plaque or food stuck up under your dentures or partials. You need to handle your dentures carefully so you don't drop them or break them because they are very expensive. Make sure you're wiping off your oral tissue after removing your dentures with a damp cloth just to make sure you're getting the bacteria off of your gums, and then make sure you're brushing your dentures at least once a day. And I do have a little model here if you can see, and this is a denture brush. So pretty much the pointed end is what you're going to use to clean the inside of your denture, what goes along your gums, and then the part that looks like a toothbrush is what you're going to use to actually clean off the sides of the denture that look like actual teeth. So make sure that you are soaking your dentures overnight to make sure you're getting all the plaque and bacteria off of them. You don't want to keep them inside your mouth at night because it just develops bacteria in your mouth. Make sure you rinse your dentures before putting them back in your mouth because you don't want that denture solution getting inside and causing infections or getting any chemicals in your body. Make sure you're scheduling regular dental checkups, and if your dentures are ever loose or don't fit right, make sure you schedule an appointment with your dentist to get those fixed. And then you also want to make sure you avoid any abrasive cleaning materials, whitening toothpaste. Anything with bleach in it is not good for dentures, and any extremely hot waters you don't want to put your dentures in as well. So products to keep to use while you have your dentures and partials. I have some Paladin here, either Paladin or Efferdent are just little tablets that you're going to put in a glass of water at night. So you'll put one tablet in there. It says soak for 3 to 5 minutes, but you can leave them in overnight and then take them out and then rinse them off and then put them back in your mouth. Using that denture brush to brush off any plaque and bacteria. You can do this while the denture is in the soaking material. And then just the Poligrip or Fix-A-Dent is just an adhesive cream to put on your dentures to help it stay and stick in your mouth.
Okay, so the last thing that we have here is just some extra things that you can help with your teeth. So if you have trouble flossing in the very back, I'm gonna ask Megan to hold this. So if you're having trouble getting your fingers back there to floss those very back teeth, and they're a little tight or anything, well, we actually sent a few little goodie bags over to Rachel, so she has those. They are gonna have some of these. It's like a floss holder. So you just take your normal string floss, can you see that? And you wrap it around a little knob. You pop it in the little knob and then you kind of feed it right over some indentions that it has here, okay? And you wrap it right back around. And what this does is gives you a little bit more of a handle, kind of like extend your fingers to get back to the very back of those teeth, like so. And you can make sure those C method, when those flossing, you can get back there. So we do have a couple of these little floss holders to help. We also have, I think we put some tongue scrapers as well in there. So if you don't like using your normal regular toothbrush, you can use like a tongue scraper to get that bacteria off that tongue as well. I know that I know one person said about the partial indentures. We do have, they may not look like this at all, but we do have some denture brushes in there as well. So just in case, and I think we even put maybe some, I'm not sure if it's this brand or not, but it's an adhesive as well, just in case if you may need any. And does anybody have any questions they would like to ask us?
I do have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Barbara. I use Sensodyne toothpaste, but I also use baking soda. Somewhere along the line, somebody said baking soda was very good for your teeth. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. So as long as you're using that toothpaste and then using the baking soda with it, just not the baking soda alone, I would use a regular toothpaste just to get that plaque and bacteria off, but that baking soda is helpful for your teeth, yes.
Yeah, Mr. George, did you have a question too? Looks like you're muted. Mr. George, you're muted still.
I think one of the things that surprised me more than anything else is that the number of problems or diseases you could have from your teeth problems. I think that was the biggest thing that I've learned this morning, because some of the things I knew about, but others I did not.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that the mouth is linked to the body, and it's very important to learn that because a lot of people have a lot of systemic issues and don't take care of their health, which doesn't help their systemic issues as well.
Right.
That's why we always say the mouth is the gateway to the body.
It is.
Keep the mouth healthy, the rest of the body will be healthy as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how many times do you recommend that people go to the dentist per year, would you say?
A lot of people go to the dentist about twice a year, just an annual checkup, making sure, especially with those lumps and bumps that you're taking a look at just on a regular basis. Just bring it up to your dentist then as well, or take your primary care physician as well if you notice anything like a lump or bump. But definitely with the dentist, go at least 2 times a year, just to have everything checked out, making sure there's no cavities, everything looks good. Like an annual oral cancer screening, they can look for that as well. So definitely twice a year at least.
And all of those products that you mentioned, can people purchase those at, like a local drugstore, or is that something that they need to get from their dentist?
Actually, everything that we have here is something that you can get at local Walgreens, any drugstore, Walmart, grocery stores, anywhere. I know when we're talking about the dry mouth relief, if you have anything like that, Biotene is like the big major brand that they have. They're just especially with dry mouth. So they do have gels and toothpaste and things like that. But there's 100 different other brands that come out. I think ACT has one as well. I'm not sure about any other brands, but there's a lot of different brands that have multiple uses. So I know Polygrip as well. They're a big major one with like adhesives and denture cleaners. So you can get different brands there. You can get them on Amazon, any drugstore, any store possible. They do have some. Even
awesome.
Like floss holders, even the tongue scrapers as well. There's a lot of tongue scrapers out there too.
Awesome. Well, does anybody else have any quick questions that they'd like to ask?
No, right there.
I'd like to point out that if either of you are interested in getting your teeth cleaned, having x-rays, or any of the preventive things that we can do, oral cancer exam, that we do have a clinic at Cape Fear Community College that accepts the public. It's $20, just no matter how many times it takes to get your teeth cleaned and the x-rays and all that, it's just $20. If you come twice a year, it would be $20 each time you come. So if you're interested, Rachel has Carrie's contact information, and she can give that to you, and then Carrie and her classmates could get you in for a screening appointment. The screening appointment costs $0, and we could tell you what your needs are and see if we can meet your needs. Now, the only thing that we do perform at our clinic are preventive procedures like exams, x-rays, fluoride, cleanings. If you need a deep cleaning, we could do that, but we don't do any fillings or partials or dentures, anything like that. But we are happy to help you with your preventive needs.
Okay.
That's awesome. What days of the week and times are you open if somebody was interested?
As of right now, I know our clinic, we do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. During the summer, they are opening our clinic up 5 days a week. So we have Monday through Friday coming up in the summer. We don't know exactly our times as of right now for the summer, but we could definitely, if someone is interested, they can get a hold of me or you, and we can work that out, and we can see what times are available.
Great, thank you. So like Carrie mentioned, they did drop off some goodie bags, which is so wonderful of them. Thank you guys. So we do have those at the Senior Resource Center. There are a limited amount, so we will have those available if you'd like to come by and pick one up. So it'll be just a first come, first serve kind of situation with those, but they are available. And we really appreciate you guys doing that and providing that to everybody, and as well as this presentation and taking the time this morning. So does anybody have any other questions? All right. Well, thank you guys again so much. We really appreciate. Yes, thank you, Mr. George.
Great job, y'all. I'm proud of you. You did an excellent job. Very good.
It was awesome. It was very informative, and we really appreciate everything that you guys have prepared for us.
Well, I do also have one more thing to say.
Yeah, definitely.
I know a lot of people, they do volunteer at the Senior Center, and I know everybody has got friends and everything. So it's something that you can also spread the word about, like the self-care, the self-checkups, the different types of things. If you know anybody, feel free to let them know any of the information that you learned here today. If you have more questions, I will be more than happy to receive emails. You can email me if you have any more questions, and we could try to help you as much as possible. So I know, like I said, a lot of people volunteer so they can kind of get the more word out as well with, at-home care and making sure oral care is nice and healthy.
Awesome. Mr. George, make sure you tell all your friends. You too, Ms. Barbara. All your friends.
for having
Awesome.
us.
Well, thank you guys so much again. I really appreciate it and hope you guys have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
And I do have a couple just quick reminders for you guys as well. So don't forget, if you are interested, we do have those new virtual fitness classes starting up in April. So we'll have a beginner Tai Chi that will be starting up, as well as another walk with ease session. They are virtual, so just like this coffee talk is, you'll be able to participate from your home. If you're interested in signing up for those, you can reach out to Chantel Davis at the Senior Center, and she will be able to get you registered. You do have to register for those. The Walk with Ease class is a 6-week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tai Chi is 20 weeks on Wednesdays, I believe. So don't forget that is coming up soon if you're interested in that, as well as another Eat Smart, Move More, Weigh Less session is beginning too. We had the guest speaker a couple weeks ago who presented on that. They are starting another session of that as well. And with that, I'm sorry?
When will that one be?
It begins on April 26th. Same thing. If you're interested, just email or give Chantel a phone call and she'll be able to get you the contact information in the registration. That's the one that has the code that you'll type in. So it is free for qualified participants as well. Okay. Definitely reach out to her on that. So the quick senior in the news story, it was a very short one, but I thought it was something very applicable. I wanted to see if you guys have experienced this as well. But it was on Good Morning America, actually, and it was talking about 2 twin sisters. They're 82 years old, and after a year of not being able to see each other due to the pandemic, they both finally got both of their vaccines and could see each other in person again and get to hug and catch up. So I thought that was something we're all probably seeing a little bit right now, I'm sure, and wanted to see if you guys are kind of in that same boat and how you're feeling about all of that.
I got to see my granddaughter. It was a year and a half since I'd seen her, and I got to see her a couple of weeks ago, and she was having a baby. The baby's born now, and I was so glad to see her. It was just wonderful.
Oh, yay. Well, congratulations. Yes. Congratulations. That's awesome. That is really good. I'm happy to hear that, and happy you could see her in person too. A year and a half is a long time.
I was seeing her on Zoom once a week, but it was not like seeing her and the other baby in person.
Of course. Yeah, it's very hard. Very hard. Well, with all of that as well, I wanted to wish you guys a happy Easter and wanted to make sure you guys are enjoying yourselves, having a good weekend as well. So do you guys have any questions, any input or comments you'd like to share with me?
Yesterday we had a Zoom class. It wasn't that long, but I think one of the things that I found out, and the rest of us also, was that we missed it because for a couple of maybe 10 days or so, we did not have a Zoom meeting or anything. And it was like, something's missing. And then when we had the Zoom class, it was like, yeah, I get to see my people again. And I'm getting to talk to them because I personally still doing the same thing, you know, because one does not know who's been vaccinated or who has not been vaccinated. So one of the things you do is you still take care of yourself and doing prevention measures. But it was really truly good to be able to see and talk to my peeps yesterday.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Was it a class or a session?
It was a short class and we didn't do that much, but we got a chance to talk, I guess, is the biggest thing. Because
absolutely.
And hear each person and see each person and everything. And I think that was the biggest part of, hey, spirits built back up now, I can charge on.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, that makes me so happy to hear. And I'm glad that you guys continue to join me each Thursday morning as well. But I'm glad you're getting to talk with other people and do other things too. So was it a Zoom class through the Senior Center?
Yes, it was Vicky's class. Vicky
Oh,
held
awesome.
and so we did our normal Zoom little meeting and foster grandparent thing, and was told about new classes starting up and so forth. And but it was just good. It built my spirits up a little bit, I think. Put another block or two in there.
Good. Well, that makes me so happy to hear. And you're right, because it's so important that, you know, we take care of ourselves and we look out for ourselves and make sure that we're staying as safe as we can, but also still talking to people and doing as much as we can to see them, even if it is virtually, because it's so important to have that interaction.
Yeah, because I think Vicky told us about her experience with her first vaccine, and we basically was her cheering squad saying, hey, no matter how bad that was, go ahead and get the second.
Right.
You know, because that wasn't as bad as what could be happening. You know, those
definitely.
And you kind of like cheer each other on and build each other up and pat each other on the back verbally.
Right. That's it. You're absolutely right. And it makes me very happy to hear that. And I'm glad you guys got to see each other yesterday for a little bit and chat. So that's good. And Ms. Barbara, you were on that call too?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I'm very happy to hear that.
I will be at the senior center this morning. Are you there now?
I am not. Are you interested in picking up one of those goodie bags?
Yes.
Okay, I can make sure that there's one for you at the front desk. Mr. George, you want one too?
Yeah, because we proposed to meet over in the
multi-purpose room.
Yeah, this morning.
Okay, not a problem. I will have them at the front desk with someone there. So you can just pick them up, tell them you're interested in one of the goodie bags from the coffee talk session, and they will have it for you.
Okay.
And may I have one as well?
Absolutely.
Be at the multi-purpose room. Could they be in there instead of
in the multi-purpose room?
Yeah, because that's where Vicky will be this morning.
Yeah, I can get them to Vicky. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Well, I will go ahead and stop our recording as well.